Assalamualaikum and very good day. My name is Kirahman Abdul Razak from University Malaysia Pahang. In this tutorial, you are going to learn an array which is written using Java programming language. This chapter is segregated to several subchapters, and for the starting, we learned an introduction of array in Java. At the end of this tutorial, you should be able to define and to understand arrays of primitive data types. Let me go through all the topics in this. So this chapter consists four main topics to be discussed. Begin with definitions of array. The second topic is declaration of array. So I'm going to show you how does Java declares array variable with an example of Java code, of course. After an array variable is declared, then we can proceed to the next topic, which is creation of array variable or object. And the last topic is about combining array declarations and initializations, which is explained in this topic. Okay, let's begin. We start with definition of array. So there are various definitions of array, but basically an array is a container object. So what is a container does? It holds values, right? So not a single value, but can be more than one value. So which is can be said as collections of data, and all this data of value must possess same data type. Take a look on the example. The data stored in a container, they are all integer types, right? So revisit back to definitions stated here, a single or similar type, so all the values are an integer types. The question is, how many data stored in a container? 5. Then we say that 5 is the size of array. I will explain more details in topic of creating an array. So in array, you must also need to know what is an element. The value kept in each of container is called an element. And each of element is associated with position of data in a container. As for introduction, 74 is the first array element value, while 91 is a value stored at the fifth element or the last element. Okay, I think too much information for definition only. We move to next subtopic, which is that declarations. Okay guys, you should be ready with coding skills. Since I will begin this topic with array variable declarations, I guess up to this topic, you know how to declare a variable in Java, right? If you knew, I believe the style of variable declaration would be the same, but with an additional symbol to be added to tell the compiler this variable is an array type. Okay, there are two styles of can be used to declare an array variable. So let me introduce you with the first style. So the syntax should start by data type, specifying type of array, followed by bracket, open and close bracket, and followed by an array name or variable name. As you know, almost programming languages require a data type when declaring variable. In Java, it can be primitive data type such as int, float, char, byte, or maybe reference data type like string, or programmer defined types, which is an object type like person, student, and etc. So let me show you an example. Int bracket mark, and of course a semicolon to dictate the end of line of statement. So int is a data type followed by brackets, and mark is an array name. This code must be placed in one line of statement. Here, mark is an array reference, did not yet point to a container, but it for sure has a possibilities to hold value of type int. So for the second variations, you may doing this by changing the location of the bracket. Instead, in between data type and variable, the second syntax required the bracket to be placed at the end of statement after an array name and before semicolon. Here is an example. I believe you should be able to notice that the bracket is placed after array name mark. Okay, I hope now you understand and know how to declare an array variable. Again, this is just for declarations only. Yeah? I think we are good to go to the next subtopic, which is at creating an array. In Java, declaration of array variable is not enough to tell the compiler that array is already created. Think about the container, which contain storage to keep the values of data. Bear in mind, we yet to tell the compiler how many storages in a container or how many elements that array variable wants to have, right? So this part is essential in topic of Java array. Please let me share with you the syntax. So the syntax tells us that it should begin with array variable, which was declared at previous subtopic. Just beside an assignment operator, which is an equal assignment, equal operator, which is an equal symbol, there is a new keyword or new operator followed by data type, and lastly followed by bracket. So inside the bracket, you should specify how many elements can be stored for an array. By providing the number, the compiler can register the size or the length of array. Let's take a look at an example. Here, the code instruct a Java compiler to allocate memory for the mark based on the number of elements that mark specifies, which is in this case 5. Basically, you can imagine that mark is point to a container that has 5 compartments. These compartments have their unique identification number or an address number that we call as indices. For the first compartment that store the first elements value, the index is always begin with 0. Therefore, what is the index number for the last compartment? Okay, please share your answer with your friends or maybe your instructor, yeah. So I have another question here. What is the type of elements values stored in all these compartments? I repeat again. What is the type of elements values stored in all the compartments? I believe you have great understanding in this topic if your answer is integer. Okay, before we proceed to the last topic, kindly let me share with you that declaring an array variable, creating an array, assigning the reference of the array to the variable, and initialize an array actually can be combined in one line of code statement. So how this can be done? Let's move to the next chapter. Let's say you have series of data and the data has similar type. Can we assign all this data during declarations of array variable? Of course, yes. You can do by combining the process of declaration and initialization. Take a look on this example. On the left side of an assignment operator, yes, it is a declaration of array variable. We already seen this code statement, yeah. Okay, now on the right side, these are series of integer value. On your count, yes, there are 5 values separated by comma in curly braces block. This code statement will instruct Java compiler to create a container with 5 separated compartments. In the same time, it assigns those values into the compartment based on the positions of the values. By using a line of code, an array variable mark successfully stored 5 element value in a container. You probably may ask how to retrieve a specific element value in array. So Java provides a syntax which is an array name associated with bracket. Therefore, in order to access the first element value, you should specify an index 0 inside the bracket. An efficient way to access all elements values in array by simply using repetition statement such as for loop, where all these value can be retrieved or assigned in convenient manner. So I will explain more details in the subsequent modules. To all, we already reached to the end of this subchapter. I hope with this tutorial you had gained the knowledge of array in Java. Thank you.